The first couple of months, like whenever I did a release or tweet, like my phone didn't stop buzzing because of all the retweets.
His phone would blow up with, GitHub issues, pull requests, and just the activity on Grafana.
You really had a sense that you had hit something that was in great need. At Monitorama, the first Monitorama, like this was maybe 5 months after the first release, like 30% of the audience was using Grafana or something like that.
Where do you need the most help for this project right now?
Where I need the most help? Good question. Like I said, there are like 130 open GitHub issues.
The first time that I really got how big this could be was at Monitorama. And then I looked around and I was like, there was a queue of people like standing behind me waiting to talk to Torkel.
He was like a celebrity, right? People wanted to talk to him.
I would search Grafana on Twitter. Over the course of a few months, that just became kind of insane. There were just all sorts of people using Grafana for all sorts of crazy things.
Like people are really enthusiastic and passionate about it.
Every year it felt like more and more people at the conference was using Grafana. When I asked the audience how many here use Grafana. How many here use Grafana? Show it out. Holy shit. Became a thing.
Torkel, scratching his own itch, had solved this problem that they all had, and that really resonated with it. It made it a very, sort of personal piece of software for them.
He got some open source feedback, and there was building a community. People started using it.
And seeing the dashboard with all of the visualizations, and I could interact with the data.
The fact that it was getting immediately used, right, meant that the feedback loops for knowing whether or not something was working was so fast and so close. It was this thing that was just so conversational.
I got lots of contributors early on to fix bugs and add small features. So but in the early days, so it was just me and those early contributors.
We could build things and sort of submit them and get kind of cryptic feedback on what it was, but I built a lot of things at the time. I think there was a lot of kind of, what is this guy doing? Why is he, where is all this coming from?
People would open bug reports in such a lovely way, like where they would say, oh, this is not working right, it crashes when I go into here, but by the way, I love the product, or something like. There was always this really positive way of reporting issues.
I was always trying to push things more so we could do them externally because I was not within the company. I think Torkel and I had a mind meld of sorts, and kind of over time grew to trust each other.
When I started to work on the Zabbix plugin, for me it was just amazing because I reached a creator of the software, and I can chat directly with him, so was surprised. So
it was just so cool to get sort of PRs from the community. It took a while for us to sort of figure out, no, we have to put our sort of product hat on and actually say no to some things.
And did we ever find Utkarsh? Did he just disappear?
No, I emailed with him.
So my first commit honestly was just fixing spelling mistakes, because there is no question about not approving spelling mistakes. I was pretty confident that Torkel will approve them. I slowly started contributing bigger features. Something like OpenTSDB data source was my contribution. I really got addicted to contributing to Grafana.
Native or community?
The favorite visualization has to be the graph panel. So I think it is the bread and butter. It's so useful. I think it is the best visualization.
My favorite native one is, let me think, Candlestick. Pie charts.
I really like the standard graph panel because I don't really like to see an information now and not seeing how it evolved.
My different answer is Apache Chart, which is actually one of our plugins.
Yeah, the graph visualization paired with a color scale is probably my favorite, because it's just so visual, it just looks really striking.
As time went on, Torkel noticed very quickly that the community wanted other database support. And so he added things. The first two, I believe, were OpenTSDB and InfluxDB, which at the time was another really popular database.
So we weren't using AWS and CloudWatch, they didn't know it. And then an engineer from Japan, Matsuhiro Tanda, wrote the first CloudWatch data source. And we had a lot of interactions with him, yeah, but it's like the magic of open source and pull requests. Your English doesn't have to be the best if you can show me the code. Having somebody who used CloudWatch at quite a large scale and was able to say, like, this is what I need. That plugin has been really important, like both for the project and the company afterwards. It would never have worked without him.
ちょうどその頃 AWS を使い始めた頃で、大きな OSS、グラファンみたいな OSS、大きな OSS にコントリビュートするのはそれが初めてでした。すごく興奮したのを覚えてます。トルケイロはいろいろとここはどういうふうになっているのとかいろんな質問をしてくれて、それでみんなでコミュニティが一斉にみんなで話し合って、そして作り上げている感じがあって、とても良かったと思います。なんかとてもグラファナらしいそういうcommunityのあり方だと思います。
Yeah, on the Prometheus data source, one of the biggest contributions, at least the initial part, was the like syntax highlighting, and that was contributed by Mtanda, who's actually at the back room here, who joined us from Japan. So he's been contributing Grafana for 7 years.
The Prometheus plugin, that's actually a very interesting one because Torkel at the time didn't love Prometheus, so he was very into Graphite, and it's like one of those like random things where these sort of one-day-a-week meetings in Torkel's kitchen, and Cara was like, "Oh, like, I think we should," and I think I came in with the argument that if it turns out to be a flop, then we can easily remove it, like if no one uses it. And Torkel was like, "Okay," and then we decided to merge the Prometheus PR, and Graphite sort of died out afterwards, so that was really important, sort of keeping up and following the next wave. So this huge decision was a sort of 10-minute conversation over coffee.
There's been a bunch of people in the community over the years, over the last 10 years, who have kind of been in the inner circle in many ways, certainly as far as the software is concerned, even though they don't work at Grafana Labs. And people like Mtanda, I hope that they feel a sense of pride in what they've been a part of, right? And I don't think that they went into this expecting the degree to which Grafana would become ubiquitous.
I think Grafana became so popular because you can do whatever you want with Grafana. You can make it your own. You can start with the native plugins and native panels, but you can do whatever you want with Grafana nowadays, with the help of the community.
When I saw that project, I saw the code, I saw that I can go and contribute into open source, and I could see myself rise up in the commits list out of like 100 or 150 contributors to like being second right after Torkel. That also motivated me to contribute more to Grafana.
I think that's what made the success of Grafana is really like the feedback loop with the community over the time. And what I see and I really enjoy is that the people that responded to me at the very beginning, they are still very active, they are still very responding.
It was great. I mean, the whole team was so supportive, and every time when you have a question or you have an idea we never tried or Grafana never tried, we always wanted to try it together. I'm always trying to do something new. It's Grafana breaking things.
Just seeing that people stick around to a project for so long is really something awesome to see. When people stick, it's really that there is something more than just the code.
The piece that's incredible is like people continue to care about what we do. The changes we make actually matter. Like so much software gets written and thrown away, which is totally fine, but it's great to try things that actually improve and make a difference.
I look at sort of the impact that these sort of prolific contributors have made, and I just think it's game-changing for us. So like nothing but appreciation.
I remember the first GrafanaCon, Torkel put a new feature in place. I don't remember what it was, but he got like an actual standing ovation, like round of applause for the feature. Like raucous applause, right? And it was some feature in Grafana that got moved. And I remember thinking that like, wow, this is really cool. Like they care, they actually care.
Grafana is part of a really amazing community. And I think Grafana has a little bit of a special role in that community. Grafana kind of bridges smaller ecosystems and smaller communities. Because Grafana interoperates with so many databases and tools and projects, by doing that kind of enables a wider and more diverse community. Otherwise, competing open source projects and vendors and tools can come together and share ideas and form friendships.